I'm Ed Donoghue, and I'm here with my good friend Victor Antonio. We're going to spend some time talking about that spot you get into when you do all the things right, and you get to the end of the presentation and the customer is adverse to change, right? That status quo, they already have somebody, you haven't given them enough to change it. What do you think about that?
That's the toughest piece, right? You've gone through the presentation, you've done everything right.
Yeah.
You know, you hit the script, you hit the points, and you get to the end, and they're like not wanting to change. And that happens a lot. In your industry, what do you do, Ed? If that was you in that position, what do you do?
So I think we've got an opportunity here to really take advantage of our guarantee. And again, all the guarantees in the industry are somewhat similar, but I think it comes down to how you spin it, right? So so you just take some time before you lay the numbers on them, before you lay your triple option pricing on them, just say, hey, I think it's important to tell you how we put our money where our mouth is and back this thing up. So the first thing you might spin is the 224. We guarantee to call you back in 2 hours and be back on site contractually in 24 hours. What do you think about that one?
Oh, I love that one. 2 hours, 24. And what I love about the way you said that and the way you should say it to the customer is 224. What does that mean, Mr. Customer? Within 2 hours, we'll respond. Within 24 hours, we'll be back on site. And really hit that crisp.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So then the next step of the guarantee, as you all know out there, is the reimbursement piece, right? So let's keep it simple for the exercise. If we're talking about a restaurant, you simply tell the customer, if one of your customers sees a roach or a rodent, we're basically going to pick that tab up. We're going to reimburse you that money, and then we're going to send a letter back to that customer apologizing for the problem they had, inviting them back again. Pretty cool, right?
I think the letter is the creme de la creme, that little cherry on top, because restaurants, for example, in this case, are afraid of losing a customer for life. But when you're offering to pay their next tab and then send them a letter of apology, so to speak, a welcome back letter, I think that nails it, and that should be emphasized during the presentation.
Absolutely. And then I think the real home run or the real opportunity with overcoming this status quo that, it's tough to change. They might not say it out loud. In fact, most folks won't say it out loud. It's in the back of their mind, right?
Correct.
They're not going to tell you that, hey, I'm afraid of change, right? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, they don't want change. Nobody wants change. You ask people, do you want change? And then everybody says, yes, I want change. Then you ask them, are you willing to change? They go, no. So we got to work through that. So what do you do in that case?
Really cool there. So I think what you can do there is you basically tell them that we are so confident in the service that we do that we're willing to do something unheard of in the industry, right? If you aren't completely satisfied with the service after 60 days, we'll give you your money back. And then we'll continue to service you for another 60 days. And if you're not satisfied at that point in time, we're going to do something unheard of in the industry. We're going to give you the money to bring the other vendor that you just let go back in. So we eliminate the risk. We put all of our chips in. The risk is on us, not you.
And that's key because people are afraid of risk, right? The risk avoidance system kicks in, right? I don't want to take a risk. By just setting it up that way, but that last piece, where you're actually going to pay them to bring the other person back, I mean, that has to be a bell ringer for them. So that's powerful. I love that.
Very powerful. So again, that objection, that status quo, it's lurking in the back of the mind. Customer may not necessarily say it out loud. In fact, they probably won't say it out loud. So you've got to push it on the table. Put it out there. Put your chips in. Let them know what's going on. What do you think about that?
Don't be afraid, because sometimes we think that when we lose business, it's going to our competitors. Let's reshape their minds, because sometimes your biggest competitor is no decision. Keep that in mind.
And think about that particularly on your creative calls. 90% of what you're selling, they already have somebody. You have to convince them to change.
Absolutely.
And this is a way you can make it easy.
Love it. Love it.
So again, I'm Ed Donoghue with Victor Antonio, reminding you,
selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care.